Meghan Markle's father can't be stopped, an expert warns. His outbursts are unprecedented. What can you say? This is a very difficult situation. We have an American Hollywood actress that has become a British royal, and she's married, of course, to Prince Harry, and she's also the Duchess. She's made a Duchess. And unfortunately, her father and her brother and sister, especially her sister Samantha, went so far as to call her the Duchess of Nonsense. And her sister Samantha comes out every few days, every few weeks, bashing Meghan Markle, who is not only newly married, she's newly married to a British royal prince. Instead of counting their lucky stars and just shutting up their little mouths, they come out every so often and make life worse for Meghan Markle. It is unfortunate because she's not alone in life. Meghan is married, newly married, and creating terrible waves in their marriage because of this. Now, Meghan's father, he comes out every few days complaining about the fact that Meghan doesn't want to talk to him. Well, it's because every time he gets on an interview, which is quite often, and nobody knows why, he spills the beans on everything that they say to each other. And he probably even sort of ad-libs and adds more to it than there is. But, you know, why would you go? It's like he's acting like a 3-year-old child. Why would you want to go and tell everything that you've said between yourself and Prince Harry, yourself and your daughter, who is now a royal, she's a duchess? Why would you want to do that when you know it hurts your daughter? Now, the conversational comments made to the press by Meghan Markle's family towards the royal family have the potential to be destructive and disruptive to them. This is what an expert has warned. This is according to Paul Withers' Express article. Meghan Markle and her father, Thomas Markle, have not spoken since she got married to Prince Harry in May. He didn't even attend the wedding. It's because he had a heart problem. Her mother, thankfully, did attend the wedding, and she was very gracious, very, very surprisingly. I loved her mother. I mean, you know, I don't know her personally, obviously, but she was so. It was a very nice presentation of what an American mother, happy for her daughter, was. And, you know, and even Prince Charles was very hospitable to Doria Ragland, Meghan's mother. Now, earlier this month, Mr. Markle, Thomas Markle, Meghan Markle's father, revealed that he hung up the telephone on his son-in-law, Prince Harry. What can you say? You hang up the telephone on Prince Harry? And you expect them to be, to be cordial with you and keep communicating with you? How can they communicate with you when you hang up the phone on them? When somebody hangs up the phone on you, it means that you don't want to hear their voice again. So he hung up the phone on his son-in-law, Prince Harry, in a heated exchange with the royal family, with him, that is, after being exposed for staging paparazzi photographs ranking in £100,000. That's like $140,000. Thomas Markle claimed the money from the fake snaps of him being measured for a suit of him pretending to get in shape for the wedding, and of him sat at a cafe reading up the royal family, was divided between him and the photographer. What can I say? This is terrible. This is just getting worse. After obtaining shock CCTV footage of the plot, the publication approached Kensington Palace with revelation And that triggered a call from the irate Prince Harry to Meghan's father, Thomas Markle. He said he was really upset by the apparent triad from his son-in-law, which came as he was recovering from heart surgery that prevented him from traveling to the UK for the wedding. So, okay, now what does that mean? Was he actually invited for the wedding, but he couldn't go because he had a heart problem? Because he kept on telling us up to now that he was never invited for the wedding. So what is it actually? Thomas Markle revealed that Harry has told him that he should never go to the press, that it would end in tears, and that they would eat you alive, quote unquote. But since then, Thomas Markle and other Markle family members, as we said, of course, especially Samantha Markle, the elder sister of Meghan, have given explosive interviews many times where Thomas has blasted his daughter and the royal family, comparing them to a cult. What can you say? What does Meghan have to say to her father after all this? What does Meghan have to say to Samantha after Samantha calls her the Duchess of Nonsense? Meghan's half-brother and Thomas Markle's son, Thomas Markle Jr., also hit out at the royals and questioned why his family has not been looked after, quote-unquote, in the way that Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge's family, were looked after. How can you expect the royals to look after you when you call them a cult, when you hang up the phone on Prince Harry, when Prince Harry says, please, keep your mouth shut, please don't go around giving various interviews and just getting us into trouble, bad-mouthing us, calling us cults. You know, and then Samantha calling Meghan the Duchess of Nonsense. Obviously, Meghan Markle is a really big hit in England because she's very happy, she's very relaxed, she's very outwardly, you know, very extrovert, and she loves her interaction with people. And obviously, she's very catered and suited to that because of the fact that, okay, she's not shy. In my opinion, I think they're just very jealous of her, and they expect her to be taking care of all of them financially. Now, how can you do that? Can you expect that at the same time biting the hand that feeds you? Can't you just be well behaved? Don't you understand that you're creating terrible problems for her marriage? Let alone for the British royalty. Okay, you may not like it, you may think it's a cult, but for example, Queen Elizabeth II has been there since before the Second World War, and she's seen a tremendous amount of recent British history. She's gone through a lot of problems that she's lived through. And she's a woman, and she's done a pretty good job from what I think. Even that may not be your opinion, but you don't have to go out chastising, ridiculing Meghan's new family. Okay, it's her new family. Even if they were just everyday people, you don't do that. And these happen to be royals. And you expect Meghan to be a carpet for you to walk on? So now the royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliam said it's impossible to see how this will pan out and what can be done to stop the Thomas Markle and his family from continuing to make all these various derogatory comments, because it's such a rare occurrence for the royals. Has that ever happened to them before? Have they ever had the family of a bride or a groom who has married into the royals come out bashing the British royal family like this? So he told the Express, he says, what has been happening is unprecedented, and because of that, nobody knows where all this will end, how you can stop or control what the Markle family says. I really do hope for the reconciliation between Meghan and Thomas, but that will never happen if he continues to give interviews to the media. Had Thomas attended the wedding of Harry and Meghan, it would have been extremely stressful for him, and he is not familiar with the firestorm of publicity that surrounds the royal family. The comments the Markle family have made have the potential to be extremely destructive and disruptive when it comes to the good publicity the royal family is hoping to achieve. I can see where this will go next. There is very little anyone can do, end quote. That's what Fitzwilliam says, and he says that comments came after Prince Harry came under the fire from Princess Diana's former bodyguard, Ken Wharf, for not doing enough to warn Thomas Markle about the press intrusion he would suffer. Well, he did try to warn him, but Thomas Markle hung up the phone on him. Now, speaking to Yahoo News, the royal box, Wharf offered his sympathies to Thomas Markle over the level of media intrusion that he has so far incurred since being thrown into the global limelight over the past few months. Okay, well, look, he has been warned, he has been told, even before the wedding, that he should keep away from the press, but obviously he didn't want to do that. He made money from it. He suggested that Prince Harry knows what it's like through many years of experience. The Duke of Sussex, that is Prince Harry, should have done more to warn Meghan Markle's father. Well, okay, how can he do that when Thomas Markle hangs up on him? Now, commenting on the role Harry should be playing to help the situation, Wharf said he has been through the mill himself. He knows what the press intrusion is like. He has a drawbridge to hide behind when they pursue him. Thomas Markle does not. This was a case that was badly dealt with by the palace. This relationship is going to be played out their entire life, and I just hope that she can find a way through it. Well, I hope so too, but I don't see anything changing. And I guess it's just as well that they don't talk to Thomas Markle and the Markle family, because they keep spilling the beans to the press immediately after anything happens. For example, okay, Prince Harry went to talk to his father-in-law, says, please be careful. It's best that you don't give interviews. And Thomas hung up the phone on him. So what do you expect? You're going to have a prince groveling at you? Please answer my phone. Please answer my call. Of course not. He's got too much self-respect for that. Besides being royal, even if you weren't a royal, you'd have self-respect and you wouldn't do that. So I'll leave a link below for you for this on Express UK. Kindly support by contributing to my Patreon account. You'll find it in the description box below. Thank you.